From point A to point B or to wherever you want to go, these are our picks for the most anticipated action and adventure titles. We start off our list with Stray. Stray's brief first impression had already gotten cat lovers all over the world to wait for its release with bated breath. Now the cat's finally out of the bag. This brave feline is about to take us out on a tour of its neon-soaked cyberpunk city. Your job is to suss out the dangers of this world without humans and find the answers to its many mysteries. It's coming out this July 19.
You seem like a calm and reasonable person. Are you a calm and reasonable person?
The end times await in God of War Ragnarok. Kratos and Atreus' final journey in Odin's realm, Ragnarok will be Sony's biggest exclusive this year. That is, if everything goes according to plan. We didn't get a lot of new information on the game. Apart from the trailer that showed snippets of its gameplay and storyline, things have been kept under wraps. There's been rumors of a delay, but some sources say it might still be coming out this year.
A new blood sport grips the globe. And in the arena, there will only be the victorious and the dead.
Rollerdrome. At first glance, this looks like another Oli game, but it's not. It's a fast-paced shooter where you wear roller skates and perform violent yet stylish executions. Its high-octane firefights are complemented by an upbeat soundtrack that amplifies this grisly version of a good time. Sonic Frontiers. The latest adventure of everyone's favorite blue hedgehog is no longer limited to 2D railings and crazy loops. Now Sonic has the full freedom of the world at his little shoulders in this first ever open-world Sonic game. Dash through open field zones and face off new and familiar foes in this strange new dimension. The Wolf Among Us 2. It only took 10 years, but the follow-up to Telltale's episodic adventure is finally coming out. Big B returns for another round of detective work involving twisted characters straight from the Fables comics. There's a lot of mystery surrounding the game's story, so we might have to wait a few more months to find out more. It comes out next year. Goodbye Volcano High. For indie fans or suckers for coming-of-age stories, Goodbye Volcano High lures us with its colorful characters and interesting narrative. It heavily relies on player choices and your relationship with other characters.
Task Force X. Your new mission is to kill the Justice League.
Who's up to kill superheroes with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League? If there's one thing Batman Arkham fans have been dying to play since Arkham Knight, it's this upcoming IP from Rocksteady. The Suicide Squad game isn't cut from the same cloth as its cinematic version. Instead, it tells an original story with a fresh twist on the Arkham gameplay. Goat Simulator 3. You might be wondering, was there even a Goat Simulator 2? Well, that's the thing, there wasn't. It's just a jab at gaming sequels. Goat Simulator 3 is pretty much the same game we know and love, but now with 4-player co-op to add more carnage to its already chaotic streets.
You know, I've never been this close. It's the outside.
So is that everything you hoped for?
The Last of Us Part 1. Naughty Dog's record-breaking sales of The Last of Us Part 2 was a sign that, despite the polarizing reception of its sequel, it's still making money. To complement Part 2, they fully rebuilt the original Last of Us with Part 2's engine, making it feel more modern. The story is the same, but with completely reworked facial models to textures. Season. Scavenger Studios' poignant adventure game is all about meeting new people, finding artifacts, and forging relationships with various people. Ride your trusty bicycle and explore its lush and immersive landscapes. Prepare those loadouts and witness the next generation of first-person shooters with these 3 ambitious projects.
Clear.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. The next generation FPS, a follow-up to the 2019 Modern Warfare reboot, Modern Warfare 2 has all the familiar sights and faces of the original. In addition to its jam-packed multiplayer mode, it comes with a flashy campaign with emergent gameplay and insane visuals. Metal Hellsinger. The BPM genre keeps growing, and Metal Hellsinger is but one of the many coming out soon. Take down foes and rock onto the beats and riffs of heavy metal music. Its original soundtrack is composed by iconic metal artists, so that's something to look forward to. Customize to your heart's content and rack those numbers up with your own choices with these highly anticipated role-playing games. Ready your wands with Hogwarts Legacy. Everyone's wish has been granted with this Harry Potter RPG. Hogwarts Legacy is Portkey Games' attempt at a AAA Harry Potter game. If you're a major fan of the franchise, prepare to immerse in your childhood fantasies as you dive into spellcasting, house sorting, beast taming, and so much more. Hell is Us. When it comes to gameplay, this upcoming action RPG feels like the twisted love child of Dark Souls and Death Stranding. But with its post-apocalyptic future of uniquely designed monsters, it also gives off a blend of Lovecraft and the movie Annihilation. Since it's a Souls-like game, expect tough encounters and challenging moments. Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Speaking of Souls-likes, Cal Kestis' next adventure takes place 5 years after the events of the first game. Survivor retains its formula, except with new challenges for new and old players. Swing those lightsabers in this exciting new story in a galaxy far, far away. Gotham Knights. The latest chapter of the Batman mythos comes full swing this October 25. Unfortunately for Batman fans, there will be no Batman here. Gotham Knights focuses on 4 other iconic DC characters. Work together or team up with a friend in this action-packed co-op.
Holy perfect attack, Nightwing!
I unite the dominants, that we may bring an end to the strife, and found a new order to see us unto tomorrow.
Final Fantasy XVI. The next big thing from Square Enix, 16 is their most ambitious Final Fantasy game to date. It shifts their adventure turn-based series into a real-time character action game. It's like Devil May Cry but taking in a world where chocobos and summons exist. We can't wait to get our hands on it. Diving into our hearts is none other than Kingdom Hearts 4. Sora's journey across multiple Disney and Final Fantasy worlds has culminated into this impressive new chapter. KH4 will definitely shake things around Tetsuya Nomura's long-running crossover JRPG with its use of the Unreal Engine 5. Story and gameplay-wise, it's still a mystery. It's expected to come out next year, but given the history of this series' release schedules, we have no idea exactly when. Ready your diapers with these spine-tingling or nightmare-inducing horror titles. Leon returns in Resident Evil 4 Remake. The much-awaited remake to one of the best survival horror games out there is coming out March 24 next year. Leon and Ada's journey has been remade from the ground up using Capcom's RE engine. The brief trailer gave us glimpses of the updated visuals, the new locations, as well as Leon and Ada's new looks.
I just love that last part. Gives me chills every time.
The Callisto Protocol. Third-person horror is making a return in the new generation of consoles. Krafton's sci-fi survival horror is a spiritual successor of Dead Space. It takes place in a now-abandoned facility on Jupiter's moon, Callisto. Survive the nightmarish biological failures that infest the land. Oxenfree 2 Lost Signals. the latest chapter of the eerie science fiction / teen drama game from Night School Studios. Now it's more mysterious than ever, with the trailer showcasing a terrifying radio wave phenomenon. Although there's not much info on its gameplay and story, it's already available for pre-order.
This is a story of my fear, pain, and hatred, of the horror of my loneliness, and it is mine to tell.
Layers of Fears. Bloober Team returns with their staple psychological horror series. They're taking the frights to extremes with the Unreal Engine 5. With its multitude of nightmare sequences packed into one, the terrors are definitely going full blast. Alan Wake 2. Remedy Entertainment's long-awaited sequel to their action horror title. Sadly, we know very little about the game. Remedy is marketing it as a survival horror, so that's something to look forward to. Dead Space Remake. If the Callisto Protocol was made by the original Dead Space devs, this remake is developed by a fresh batch of faces. This remake of Visceral's acclaimed sci-fi horror is rebuilt from the ground up with new skin and horrors. The necromorphs are still rampaging the hallways of the USG Ishimura. It is up to Isaac Clarke to save the day in new yet familiar scenarios. And finally, let's not forget about the good old street brawls with the only fighting game that we think will work wonders on your PlayStation 5. Street Fighter VI. Capcom spearheads the next generation of fighting games in this much-needed refresh of their acclaimed fighting series. 6 features a remodeled cast that accurately depict their modern style. Some new, some familiar. Aside from the blistering, hard-hitting 1 vs 1 combat, 6 also features a new third-person story mode where you can explore and get to know other characters from Metro City.